Okay, it is now time to start the DRBR weekly show, the Drunken Robot Pornography Battle Royale weekly show. This is actually week 11, and as you might have noticed from the caption under my head, normally this would be Ichiro and me, though we've mixed it up over the last few weeks. I was out on the road at my sister's wedding for 2 weeks, well, over the last 2 weeks, so I was away and he was doing the show. And this week, unfortunately, he is a little under the weather. So, unfortunately, since Ichiro isn't feeling so well, he's in bed, he's trying to recover, and he hasn't yet had a chance to build the weekly DRBR level, but we'll get to that soon. So, with all of that said, I figured let's try to do something a little bit different this week. Each week we've been showing you a new Drunken Robot Battle Royale level. We've talked about the previous week's winners, and we've used the show to either play through the new level, build the new level live, which is what we did last week, and I think the week before, and this week. But this week I thought what we can do is we will actually go back in time about, let's see, 11 weeks and play through a whole bunch of the DRBR levels. So I'm going to start at week 1, and you guys don't have access to this yet, but at some point we're going to give you access to all the old DRBR levels. But for those of you who never got to play Battle Royale week 1, week 2, and so on, all the way through week 11, which would be this week, you're going to get to see the levels. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am Rohit. I am one of the members of Team DRBR, and you'll see me a lot on Twitch if you keep watching the show. I do a lot of the Twitch streams, and typically, or ideally, you'll see Ichiro and me do the show together. But this week, as I mentioned, he's a bit under the weather, so he's recovering, and we're gonna play some Battle Royale, but we're gonna play some old retro Battle Royale. Alright, so let's go to the game here. And what I'm doing is I am going to play the dev level, the dev build, which will allow me to get to those old levels. As you can see, there's a ton of stuff in here. So for those of you who played some of the earlier levels, go ahead and let us know in the chat room if you played those old levels. I'd love to hear from you. I actually don't even remember what week 1's level looked like. And which one of these is it? Let's try that one. I think this is it. We'll play them both. Alright, looks like we have a bunch of people joining us in the chat room. So for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the chat. My name is Rohit, and I'm here on the weekly DRBR Battle Royale show. And what we're doing this week is it's a bit of a retrospective. We've been running the Battle Royale for about 10 weeks, and so I figured this week we would actually go ahead and play some of the levels from earlier weeks. So we're actually going to play Battle Royale level 1 through 10, and I'm going to try to get through that in 2 hours. Let's see if that's actually possible. You might, not if I keep playing this way. So you might think, oh, you're on the team, you've got to be amazing. Not true. I am not amazing. I'm probably a little better than competent, which should make this fun and amusing for all of you. Okay. I think that's one of those buttons. Pick up some of those health points. I think I remember this level kind of kicking my butt a little bit. Let's see. We'll see. Yeah, I think this was the Titan that was just brutal. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. Yep, he was hard. she was her, depending on if you believe that the Titans are male or female. I don't remember what the consensus was. So, if you played week 1 and this is leaving you with feelings of nostalgia, tell us about the scores you got. Oh wow! All right, so let me take a quick look at the chat here. We've got what is that game? This game is a robot. For those of you who are just joining us, the game is Drunken Robot Pornography. Drunken Robot Pornography, which launched just a few weeks ago, is a first-person bullet hell first-person shooter where you battle giant robots and essentially try to save the city of Boston. I wouldn't get into all the backstory. You can learn all about that over at Dejaban's over at our website, dejaban.com/drunken. I'll put that in the chat right now. But yeah, so one of the things we've been doing with this game is we have a weekly challenge called the Drunken Robot Battle Royale. And the Drunken Robot Battle Royale is a new level that we put out every week that takes kind of the existing gameplay and throws a new challenge at you. And it's something that we're going to do for at least 6 months. Now we're actually in week 11. Normally, my colleague Ichiro, who is our creative lead, the creative director at the studio, and the studio founder, would be joining me on the show to actually create this week's challenge live, and then we would play it. Unfortunately, he's a bit sick, so he hasn't had a chance to get to that and couldn't make it to the show. We wish him well. And so while he's upstairs recovering at his place, I figured we would play through some of the old levels from weeks 1 through 10. So what you just saw me do was beat out week 1. Should I try it one more time? Yeah, let's give it another shot. I will give it another shot, see if I can beat my score. I don't remember what the actual high scores were on this level. I could guarantee you they were much higher than what I just got, but let's go ahead and try it. And Creepy Pies, who's actually in the chat room, was the winner of week 1. So welcome back, and it's nice to have him here on the show watching. I'm sure he's reminiscing. He won week 1, and he actually ran the show for week 2 when Ichiro and I were at Steam Dev Days. So let's try week 111. Let's try level 1 again. So if you haven't played DRP and you're looking at this going, what the heck is that? Why don't you chime into the chat room, and I bet you there are a bunch of people who could tell you a lot about the game. Ooh, I'm having some weird technical issues here. Hold on a sec. Alright, looks like everything's back to normal. That was odd. I don't know what happened there, but we had some Steam error. So, I don't know if people know this, but today the Steam website was down for a bit. There were some bizarre things going on, and I couldn't connect to Steam, and I think all of that's fixed now, but for a while there it was kind of touch and go. I was a little concerned that I wouldn't be able to update the game because I actually had to reinstall the dev version to be able to do the show today. Alas, it was not an issue, and we're good. And I'm here with you, and we're watching the show. Or I'm playing the show, running the show, and you're watching it. But if we see any remnants or bizarre effects, we'll know why. Alright, let's get that health bar. Oh crap, I think I'm gonna die. Low health is not a good sound. Did you hear that thing saying low health? By the way, tell me how the volume is. If the volume of the game is too loud, maybe I should turn that down. I'm actually not monitoring the stream, so I'm gonna take a moment here. Let me know if the game volume's loud. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and check it because I know I often have the game volume turned up a little louder from when I last played it than what I want for streaming. So we'll go ahead and just check that. Looks like I won again. Man, I've gotten better. It used to take me a lot more to get through that level. Let's go ahead and let's get out of this mode. Let me check my options. Yeah, sound effects are loud. Thanks, Creepy Pies. Let me go ahead and fix that. We'll drop the sound effects. We'll drop the music volume, and I'll just drop the overall in-game volume to about half, and hopefully that helps you you hear me. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us in the chat and joining us on the show, this is the Drunken Robot Battle Royale show from Team Dejaban. We made Drunken Robot Pornography and we launched it, I want to say, what's today? Today's the 13th of March. We launched it on the 19th? 19th of February? 21st of February? Somebody correct me, I forget. But about a little less than a month ago. So it's only been out for a few weeks, but the game's been doing well, and we've been doing this weekly challenge where we put out a new level every week, and we've been doing it for about 11 weeks. So this week, what I'm doing on the show is I am going back in time and playing some of the challenge levels from the earliest weeks, back when we had 2 or 3 people on the show and 30 people playing the levels. Right now we have a lot of people, so that's pretty exciting for us. But yeah, let me jump right in. I'm going to go on to Battle Royale number 2. I don't even remember what this level was about, but let's find out. Anyone in the chat want to post who won Battle Royale number 2? I actually forget. You can actually get it off of the Steam leaderboards. In fact, why don't I pull that up right now so folks can see what that looks like. So week 2, if I remember correctly, was the level got a little bit easier. Not too easy, but a little bit easier. And at the time we had a new winner, a new challenger. So we'll go here, and I go to week 2, and let me grab that link and throw it over to you guys. So this is what it looked like in week 2. Here's a link. And hey, welcome Splurp. I believe you were the winner in week 2. So we now have the winners from week 1 and the winners from week 2 in the chat room. Folks, thank you for joining me again, for joining us on the show. It's week 10 of the show. All right, enough talk. Let's play this game. So Drunken Robot Pornography. Bullet hell first-person shooter. Oh man, this was one of my favorite levels. I love this level. I had so much fun on this one. Okay, so the deal with the battle royale levels is what we normally do is we take a version of the game, or we take a level from the game, and we tweak some things, change some things, maybe change the giant robots in it, and use that as a basis for a new challenge. Sometimes we build brand new levels from scratch, but it varies. We try to keep it interesting. And oh wow, I ran out of time. Woo! That was rough. I don't actually even remember what my fantastic strategy was to get a high score, but let's try some things. All right. So this was really probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite levels. I'm going to try a couple of different strategies. Now in the game you have a bunch of different power-ups, which I've collected here. And the Battle Royale levels are really a score-chasing sort of thing. Oh crap, I just fell through the floor. Ah, that's not good. I hate when that happens. So what I'm going to try and do is... I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible and set a score, and then we'll see if I can beat my score a few times. Looks like I did it. Alright, so I got about 18,000. If I recall, that's kind of a crappy score. Split, what was your score in week 2? Go ahead and post it to the chat so we can see. But I'm going to go ahead and try that one again. I remember I had come up with this crazy path that I used to take. Go up here, go up there, pick up the neutron bomb, which basically just destroys everything. With the neutron bomb in play,